Welcome, everyone. This is Pine Grove News Live. And believe it or not, should turn any second now, but it is 5:59 p.m. here on the East Coast. Yeah, what's going on in the East Coast right now? Well, here in southern New England, it's 69 degrees. Beautiful day, just beautiful. And, keep checking every day. Blue skies. I could have taken another picture. I was going to. Blue skies. Also reporting from Northern California, World Watchman. They're not chem spraying as much as they used to. Don't know why. I've noticed it here as well. They used to do it almost every day for, particularly in the afternoon, because I did notice it. I was leaving work between 2 and 3 p.m. Sometimes I'd come in and they'd start chem spraying, but I don't know. Maybe whatever they're hiding. Well, there's an article out there that says that they're omitting to chem spraying to dim the sun, but I don't know. Maybe because finally the seasons are changing now and it's not as intense. I don't know. Maybe because whatever they're talking about out there, Planet Nine, Nibiru, Planet X, maybe that's changed in the position. But if you ever go on, I think he's called Blue Kool-Aid. Blue Kool-Aid, and there's a couple other people out there that check on those things, check on the sun, watch for CMEs and warn us of that stuff. And apparently there's a 28-day cycle of this particular object that starts, just started on either side, east or west of I guess the equator, just below the equator of the sun. And they have been tracking it long enough to get a 28-day cycle. Whether you start on the east of the equator of the sun and count 28 days, it'll end up on the south of the equator of the sun. So maybe it's in between cycles and they don't have to keep spraying. I don't know. But we have to keep watch. Oh, yep. Thank you. Oh boy, I always forget something. Yeah, thanks for telling me early. That must be a pain in the butt to listen to that and trying to hear me talking. Anyways, let's see. Are we live? We are live at YouTube, but there is no audio again. So we're going to repeat this little thing. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to refresh, see what happens. Maybe it's the PC. But there is no volume over at YouTube. Don't know why. Maybe they just muted it right away. It does have audio? Maybe it's just my PC then, because I cannot hear it on my PC. So as long as you have it on YouTube, you can hear it, and then that's good. I'll have to check it after I get done and go through all the editing and stuff and see if it is up and running. Every once in a while I do have. Okay, beautiful, good, thank you. Every once in a while there's some between Mixler and Screencast that I use to record it. Sometimes there's a conflict. I actually use 3 programs: Mixler, Screencast, and XSplit. It's called XSPLIT. That's the one I use to stream to YouTube. Anyways, you need that kind of a go-between between whatever you're using and YouTube. Any case, music stopped. No volume on my PC. Glad everyone else can hear it, because you're going to need it. I got a video towards the end. It's about 7.5 minutes that you should probably listen to. It's not really, really important. It's probably stuff you already know, but it's just more stuff. And the way it's, put out there. I forget his name, Paul Watson. I just have to warn you before you ever get to there, if you're still here by then, Paul Watson um, is of the world and he swears a lot. Okay. I mean, I hear it all day long anyway. People swearing. Actually, I listen long enough, I will. Yeah, actually, I think I told you the other day. I may have told just World Watchman, California, but yeah, my boss, well, who I take orders from, I don't think she has the authority to fire me, but she's the one that finds out what rooms I need to paint. She goes and finds other projects for me to paint. So she walked in the room one day when I was painting, and I had on my praise and worship music. Yeah, and of course I want to turn it off. I don't want to, what do you call it? Offend anybody. People get offended just for anything these days. But in any case, she said, "Oh yeah, I like that type of music. So that's good. That's all right." I says, "Oh, good." She says, "Yeah, I went to a concert and and blah blah blah." But I heard her the other day talking, and she obviously used God's name in vain. Now, I'm saying it doesn't negate the fact that she still could be a Christian. I mean, I don't really call myself a Christian, though that's what I obtain, what I strive to be like, Christ-like. But of course, I fall way short of it. And yes, I find myself in some situations still swearing, and I can't believe that I'm doing it. So obviously, I have not judging her. I'm just telling you that we really can't judge people on that premises because we're all still trying to break years and years of programming. That's what the devil's about, isn't he? He's about programming. I mean, 60 years, right? 60 years. The past 60 years, we have grown technologically so far. It's just when you look back at it, it just seems most unusual that a society, of course, we haven't known any other societies that have grown technologically that we can really prove except ourselves. I mean, look what we did prior to the 60 years. I mean, it took us a long time just to come out with watershed, indoor plumbing, car. Anyways, well, we were given, believe me, technology that we weren't supposed to. The fallen angels did it in the beginning. When they came down, Genesis 6, it tells you that they came down, they were enamored with women, okay, and chose who they wanted, made a pact amongst the 200 that they were all going to go and mate with women. And they created the giants. But on and on, they actually gave man that in that time technology. One of them was to abort children, no doubt, right? It was some kind of elixir, I would say, some kind of mixture that would actually abort the baby. So they were taught way back then how to kill babies, and it was just to keep their youthful look. That's what what I read, I believe. So anyway, so here we are. I don't know how I got there, but um, there's that. And you do know that there's articles I cannot put in here. I get tempted, and when I get tempted and I have to think about it, I should just it should be a wake up call not to put it out there. But with all this censoring, and we know it has nothing to do with the content, being censored. It's a political thing. It's a spiritual thing. So, because if they can put this kind of content out about what they're doing, okay, with these aborted babies, then I don't know. Then I'm in a twilight zone, and somebody please turn it off. So those things, some of those things, I do not put out here. I'm not going to, though I'm tempted, just so that you know to what extreme that these evil beings, these demons, what extremes that they don't care. They're just here, as you know, as they keep saying week by week. They're here to kill, steal, and destroy. Satan does not like us at all. He wants to kill us all. In any case, just so you know, I know some of you are, strong enough to handle it, but I will not be. It would hurt terribly if I actually, someone goes and picks it up and then they're just totally destroyed by that kind of information and they don't get back up, and that would just be terrible. I wouldn't care about my punishment. I would care that this person, got so hurt by that information. A fine line we walk. You when we talk about the world anyway, we're pretty safe when we keep talking about Jesus and prophesy of his coming and do those things that we're supposed to do in our commission, to spread the word until everyone's been told. And then the end will come. So I'm going on, I think I told you already a couple days ago. So it is definite now. As of 1:30 today, I am on vacation, but I don't plan on going anywhere until next Tuesday. So might want to talk about something over the weekend. It will probably be about the rapture, tribulation, the similarities, what each does to one or the other, and exactly what those are. I mean, I am still studying all that. Okay, I used to believe in one particular thought, and now I'm not sure, and so I'm going to enjoy these actually 3 nights away, going to some farm in the middle of nowhere where you can actually see the stars. Okay, going to be horses there, and I don't know. There's going to be a lot of one-on-one time, and I am so looking forward to it. So, and that will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I won't get back till Saturday morning. So probably, I heard that there was no cell service out there. I know they have satellite service, but don't know if that includes Wi-Fi, which I would need in order to get on the internet. I'm still figuring that out. But anyway, probably will not turn it on anyway. Now, I'm going to bring some books with me. I'm going to bring the laptop so I can use one program, the eSword program. If that don't work, then I have my books to refer to, all the concordances and anything else I need. So, been asking the Lord for a long time to be able to get away by myself. Yes, I'm going by myself. My wife is not going. She might come on Friday and stay for the night, but she's working. She's already taken time off to go on vacations with her sisters. So this is my getaway. Anyways, sorry about all that. Let's get to the news. We'll get you to the news. The first thing I want to talk about is the second thing. The second thing is It's crazy, crazy lightning. It's lightning that's been going on for, I don't know, quite a, well, a couple years anyway. I got some information from at least 15, 16, and I want to specifically right now just focus on the lightning strikes that kills animals. This has been killing animals. You know, this recent one, this is from Strange Sounds, and I don't know what day it was. Let's see. It's posted. It was posted today, but the 23 cows in Texas. Trying to find out where it is. A lightning bolt, and that's amazing because it was just apparently one lightning bolt, and I have heard about that before. That one lightning bolt killed, and I believe there was a 300 count. But we'll look into that in a minute. How it just, I can't imagine the power in a lightning bolt that could kill 300 deer over a wide area. I just can't imagine that kind of power. I've been in the mountains before in the Berkshires in Massachusetts, okay? Long time ago when my kids were young. And we were in, it's in the mountains. So we were walking through the little camp area that was there, and there was rumbling overhead, and obviously the clouds of the storms are a lot closer to us. Almost got struck by a bolt of lightning. It hit about 6 feet away from us, just short of a tree. Between a tree and us, it was me and my son that were walking. So all I remember a little light, and then you could see everything kind of swirl around like a tornado kind of picked up all the debris and moved it around. But that was pretty scary. Yeah, that was the closest I've ever came to, and you don't want to be that close. But a lot of this stuff, the amount of lightning in these storms, including the rain, is just so much more than they normally are. And so is everything else, right? I mean, everything else is just getting worse, bigger, badder. Um, so anyway, 23 cows in Texas. I'm trying to find out where in Texas. Yeah, it gives footage. This it does say this disturbing footage shows the animals which have scorch marks on their stomachs lying in a row on a farm in Texas after a thunderstorm. And did anybody catch the latest Dabu 7 video about, I guess, the mutilations of, I don't know if it's steer, cows, or what, that are starting to go on again on some farm? The ones where they had, many, many years ago when people were talking about abductions and, cow mutilations, like, no blood anywhere around, but the heart's gone or the liver's gone or the sex organs are gone, all those things, and there's no blood anywhere. I mean, Dabo talks about, yeah, they were probably put on some ship somewhere in a lab, and these things were removed for further study, and then the carcasses were put back on the ground. Because once you die, once the heart stops beating, the blood will not come out anymore. To my knowledge, once you are, dead, I guess, clinically dead, and your heart stops beating, brain stops functioning, you don't bleed anymore. I don't know. Obviously, if you're still alive, if you, I don't know how to put that. Anyway, still trying to find it. Rancher Bobby Woody the third. Come on. The farm outside Ananoa in the Red River County. Okay, it gives us some area. But what I want to show you is that because I've been hearing a lot about this, let's see if I got this right. Here is a page. Who is this from? This is from MNN. So, because I went and searched a little bit about how many, animals, animal deaths by lightning. And these are the things that I got. And anyway, I'll leave this link. The title of it is How Often Are Animals Struck by Lightning? And these reindeer deaths raise questions about Mother Nature's methods. In an eerie apocalyptic scene reminiscent of a horror movie, 323 reindeer were found dead in a national park in Norway. Now, I know about that story. I know anybody who follows this stuff knows about that story too. So the officials believe that the herd was likely huddled together during a severe thunderstorm and the animals were killed by lightning. Now, I can see that happening, but I've seen pictures of other, I don't know if it was antelope or other deer in a northern area like that as well, but they were spread out over a distance and they were all dead from supposed lightning strikes or a strike. So let's see. And it gives you some other things, some other dates here. But I'm going to bring you over at Google. Google, you can get anything at Google. So here, August 29, 2016, this is more than 300 reindeer that are killed by a single lightning strike. Now this one, look how far spread out they are. And they're saying they were killed by a single strike. So, what is going on? Hold on. Bear with me. Okay. That's not live. So, 300 reindeer there. Here's what a lightning strike, hit this bison, buffalo. This just shows you the lightning, but there's other statistics everywhere. Single bolt of lightning did to 21 cows. That's the story that we're looking at. 300 wild reindeer killed in lightning strike in Norway. Yeah, we heard that one. Strange lightning strikes caught on camera. And blah, blah, blah. Lightning kills 45 cows in Montana. Lightning strikes footballers. Yeah. I know one thing that I was told when I was young is that if you get caught in a thunder and lightning storm, you're to make yourself the smallest thing around. And I'm pretty sure you are not to go under the trees. Right? Does anybody else get told that when they were young? More like I was told to just curl up and make yourself the smallest thing in the area. Anyway, so lightning strike kills 19 cows in Texas. Yeah, Texas. Like it, lightning strike over Pandora. Oh, that's a lightning strike. 323 reindeer. So, I was just about ready to go on when I decided to go search this, so I didn't get to the good stuff. And there's a lot more stuff because I hear about it all the time. So, and I don't know why I'm out, on a tangent on it, but this thing I wanted to show you. Let's see. Just give me a second. There's this video here from this guy I listen to once in a while. He's got a long news broadcast. It's on the West Coast and it's at night. I think it's around 9 or 10 o'clock West Coast time, and they're 3 hours behind. So that's why I can only see it the next day. But anyways, this one he usually sends some short clips if you go and sign up for the Marfoogle news updates or alerts. So we were talking about the lightning, and was very interesting. This once video that somebody sent him, and it was this woman was pointing her camera towards looks like big rural or city skyline while there was a storm going on and supposed lightning strikes coming down, and what appears to be above the lightning strikes a white blinking light. They're calling it airplanes, and we'll call it an airplane. But the thing about that is that the plane seemed to be dropping the lightning, because every time the lightning went off, the plane was just about ahead of it, right above it. And then when it moved from left to right and more lightning came down, that plane was there. So it seemed to follow the plane. And there was some suggestion that maybe this plane was actually, using whatever, actually causing these lightning strikes. That's possible too. I mean, I even heard a far out story, a conspiracy type thing. I don't know, from World Watchman. Couldn't give me the proof. He said it was a couple years ago. Yeah, that somebody was talking about these triangle ships. And I've heard a lot about triangle ships. The fact that we built one and we have they're anti gravitational machines that can just float along. But in any case, he was talking about this particular triangle where it was emanating light around it and actually shooting down a beam. I mean, World Watchmen can get kind of, what do you call it? Exaggerative, kind of embellish some things. He does the news a lot, and he does a lot of news. So if he only remembers one part of the video, he'll just make up the rest. Anyways. I mean, I guess not any more than some others do. I try not to do it, but I'm sure that I've done it too. Just in the excitement of all and trying to explain it when we really didn't go vet it, and break it down. But anyway, so I'm going to play this for those who are in Mixler. I apologize, but this is why I try not to do videos in because when the Mixler people come, they cannot see it. Well, they can't see anything, but it doesn't play on Mixler, the YouTube audio. I found that out in a video when I played it back. So with that, I'm hoping that you will see it on YouTube. So I got it all set up, and we'll just let it play. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to go back and.
Wow. It kind of makes you wonder. It almost looks like that plane was directly above that, and then you see that blue flash. Wow.
And see the plane right up there. See the plane dot right there. They're gonna play it again.
It shot down
over and over.
And then blue. Look. Keep looking.
And that lightning did hit a transformer. Had to have. That's the result.
If a fire is over there, we know fire happens over.
Either way, it's amazing footage. This is the kind of footage you would send into the local news and they would show, because it is it's beautiful. If this is regular lightning,
wow.
then it's still good footage and it's still worth sharing. Again, 100 in a 5-hour period in Washington.
Oh yeah, he's talking about his,
It's away.
which,
Wow.
and RT did, I didn't see the article, but he says the RT, Russian television, talked about that storm in Oregon, or Washington, I'm sorry, where he lives. He actually went live with it, and I actually took some pictures, got pictures of it, and slowed them down until I could actually see the lightning bolt, and took a screenshot. I haven't sent them to him yet. He hasn't shown any of them, so the only problem is this, it's on another computer. I know I could just swap it with the little memory stick I have, but anyway, I'll play it again for you. Oh.
Wow.
It kind of makes you wonder. It almost looks like that plane was directly above that, and then you see that blue flash.
Wow.
Yeah.
It shot down.
Either way, it's amazing footage. This
Yeah.
is the kind of footage you would send into the local news and they would show, because it is it's beautiful. If this is regular lightning,
Wow.
And that,
then it's still good footage and it's still worth sharing.
so that's what I wanted to show you this one for. It's a 12-minute video, and there's the first 9 minutes. There's a lot of it you can skip and just go to the middle here and just watch this video, because he talks about his Washington experience with that lightning that night. I believe, yeah. Here's one of the pictures somebody else took. Anyway, so with that, I mean, I just want to show you that. I'll give you that link. It's just weird that they caught this plane, this light anyway, flying over the same spots that were being targeted with this orb hit by the lightning strikes. It was very interesting. We're not going to talk about this one because the pictures from the 9/11 Pentagon strike came out, and it was proven that the plane did not hit it, that there probably was a cruise missile, and that's all I'm going to say about it. I can talk about 9/11 for hours with all the footage that I have, and we all know who and what happened, what and how, for the most part. But they can't deny it anymore with this video. With this video that came out, and these are the pictures that they kept, okay, for obviously for years. But this person or this group or whatever had to sue. I don't know exactly who they sued in order to get this information, but they got the information. Judicial Watch. So they got the video. They had to produce it, and they did. So just more evidence that I don't know what good it's going to do now. Maybe show my grandkids, and maybe they can show their kids. So if they go into some kind of ridiculous war, I mean, they can go and look back and find out the war that's still going on. That's what, 18 years now? Yeah, 18-year anniversary. Yep, it's still at war. It was an open-ended war proclamation, because the war on terror will never end as long as, still, especially now that they're calling some kinds of domestic people, like conspiracy theorists, actually domestic terrorists. It'll never end. It will be opened all the time. As long as they can use that word in some, like, for, you know what I mean. As long as they can use it, they can still justify an open-end war. The war machine goes on forever until there's divine intervention, anyway. I don't even know what this is. Oh, yes. You remember the rich people? You know, people like Felicity Hoffman who were arrested for I don't know what it was, paying money, to administrators in these universities for their children to get accepted into school when they really didn't have the, you know, SAT scores or whatever it was to get into these schools. So that you remember all that, right? Well, apparently, Felicity Hoffman sentenced to 14 days in prison. For somebody who's used to having a lot of money and the freedom to do anything she wants anytime, 14 days is a long time. Yep. It's going to begin October 25th. And who knows, it'll probably most definitely be, I haven't read the article, so I'm just assuming again, like I'm not supposed to do. It'll be in some, pristine, very open type jail and 1 year probation with that cheating scandal after being eviscerated in court by prosecutors who ridicule her parental anxiety defense. Well, at least she has a parental defense. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out there, parents, they're not in there. They're not teaching the children anything. They go off to work, and when they're done, they don't want to be bothered by the children. They don't sit down at the freaking dinner table. And I am guilty of that. I am guilty of when they first came out with TV dinners. I figured, well, hey, this is what it's for. Let's go sit in front of the TV. Because we actually used to sit down at the table. Of course, I only had two young ones at the time, and the third one came along later. But then we moved right into the living room with the, color TVs, and they started getting bigger and better. Back in the 80s. 14 days in prison. Okay. Yep, had her daughter's SAT falsified by a proctor. She will also have to pay $30,000 fine. Oh yeah, that's like change in her pocket. Serve 250 hours of community service. I would like to see that, and will be placed on probation for the year. Anyway, there you go. Let me put that to rest. And this one from Free Thought Project, geoengineering, okay, which was once the delegated as subject of conspiracy theories, is now being advocated by the mainstream media. Yeah, anyways, they already did that. They already came out and said one of the reasons they're spraying, excuse me, is because of global warming. They're saying global warming. They're saying the sun's too hot. Blah, 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 blah. They won't go into the scientific details like the stratosphere is warm and it's getting warmer and they're worried about it. Yeah, let's just start spraying just gave them the excuse, to do what they've already wanted to do. Spray the population to dumb them down and to, what's the word I'm looking for? Immobilize them, make them docile, and that's what they've done. Even now, I'm surprised of how many people just are not talking about these things, that are not speaking up, even knowing that these things are being done. I mean, what are they thinking? I know it's a me mentality, it still is me, so I worry about me. I'll stay in my own little bubble, and as long as it doesn't affect me, and as long as I don't have to come out of my bubble, then they're not going to be bothered. Yeah. So we are not a conspiracy theory site. The controversial subject of geoengineering or weather modification, which has popularized or oversimplified with the term chemtrails, is moving from the fringes of the internet into the mainstream media and is now advocating for it. Yeah, so now that we've all talked about it and everyone knows that it's happening, now that mainstream media is going to come out and their scripted satire and just play a skit for us, you know? Yeah, we're doing it for the benefit of man to stop the sun's harmful radiation that because of this or because of that, because we're burning too many fossil fuels or, yeah, so Green New Deal, $100 trillion. Let's go, go, go. Oh no, that's how much we're in debt. Something like that, but that's what it's for. I can see what they're going to come out and say anyway. That's what they're going to do. They're going to justify everything that they've done, like they've tried to do, have been doing. Lies, lies, lies. Right? Father of the lie, the inventor of the lie. He's had a lot of time, and they're all very good at it. Him and his minions. Now I was told not to put this one out there on the stream from the watchers about this meteor over northern Germany, even though it said that I'll say it was posted posted on 12th, but it also says down here, bright daylight meteor was recorded above northern Germany at 12:49 on September 12th. So it said that it happened on September 12th, 12:49 UTC. But apparently, I was told that it's at least a few days to a week old. But anyway, bright daylight meteor over northern Germany. You can read the rest of the story. Received 496 reports. Anyway, there you have it. There's the map. Yeah, why did I get this one? IDMC, 7 million people displaced due to natural disasters in the first half of 2019. 7 million people due to natural disasters. Well, they're saying natural disasters. That's a lot of people. I mean, heck, well, we have 320 or 330 million here in the United States alone. So 7 million, I mean, that's probably all those people that came from that Arab Spring alone. Of course, that didn't happen in 2019. All right, so use that case. India, 2.2 million. Oh, there you go. Breaks it down for you. 1.7 million Bangladesh. I mean, just from two different countries, you got almost 4 million. That's well over 50% of that 7 million. On Mozambique, Iran, Philippines, Brazil, Ethiopia, China, Mali, and Indonesia. Well, what about all the people in Western United States? What about all the people in the Bahamas? What about Puerto Rico? What about Florida, South Carolina, Georgia? Anyways, there's a lot more going on than they're ever saying, of course. So we have to put it together. Man, I wish I had, the time to put in vetting some of these things and really breaking it down and actually going to Florida and maybe talking to people and finding out where these things are going on and talking to those people. That would be awesome. I would love to do something like that. Obviously, I'm more of a guy who, just going to talk in the microphone after somebody else does it. But I mean, that's how you got to do it. That's investigative reporting. Now we just do it from a computer. In any case, just another, it's the way it used to be done. Yeah. Jewish fears rise as Palestinians attempt to take over the altar of Joshua. World Israel News. Palestinians considered declaring the altar of Joshua ben Nun on Mount Ebal one of their heritage sites. Okay, that's not going to go over well, is it? Joshua. Mm-mm. Man, I would love to go there. Anybody ever gone to Israel? Um, I just if I could go any place before we all left here, before I left this planet, I would love to probably go to Egypt first. Um, I don't know. Right now, Israel is just a very, very, very close second. There's a lot of things that I would like to see in Israel and the surrounding areas, obviously. The Israel of old and Judah. I mean, there were two nations then, not just one. They had two kings. Then they had the 12 tribes and so on and so forth. So, also from World Israel News, war with Gaza could happen at any moment. That's what Netanyahu says. And they're still got to do their voting to see whether he remains in his position. I believe somebody said it's going to happen Tuesday next week. See, yeah. Or did it already happen? I thought somebody said it was going to be on Tuesday. Warned on Friday that a war with Gazan terrorists could break out even before Israelis go to the polls on Tuesday to vote for a new government. An operation in Gaza could happen at any moment, including 4 days before the election. So, yeah, next Tuesday. I don't know if something happens, if they go to war before the elections, does Netanyahu remain in power or in his position? Because he's not I don't know, kind of asking myself questions. Anyway, this is breaking news, Israel. Actually, it's called Breaking Israeli News. California legalizes biblical commandment. Well, they already have it in the Jewish home where I work. And this is from Deuteronomy 6:9 from the Israel Bible. Inscribe them on the doorpost of your house and on your gates. And what do you think that is? What are they to inscribe? Wasn't it the Ten Commandments or something like that? I'm not sure. Oh, I knew it, but then I just got 10 Commandments to come out of my mouth, so I'm not sure. It's called the mezuzah. Mezuzah. So, California State Senator Ben Allen, author of the state's landmark mezuzah bill, and Rabbi Mendy Cohen Chabad of Sacramento, California, affixed a mezuzah on Allen's office door after passage of the legislation. So the signed a bill into law that protects the right of the Jewish residents to place this mezuzah on the doorpost, including dormitory rooms and apartments. Let's see, shall not enforce or adopt a restrictive covenant or any other restriction that prohibits one or more religious items from being displayed or affixed to any entry door or entry door frame of a dwelling. So this mezuzah is a parchment scroll with Torah verses handwritten on it by an expert scribe, placed on the doorpost of a Jewish person's home and often on interior rooms of the home. We have them on all the doors, or at least, doors. They should be on all of them. Some of them don't have them, but now Torah verses. Okay. Don't know what that is. So I guess we can write that down. Mezuzah. I've heard of it before. I thought I knew of it, but am, because we have them on the doors, I asked about it. I've also heard of it in the Bible. So it is in the Bible, and I don't know exactly what. I mean, they're very vague with just, fixing verses inside this little box, and then they nail it to the post. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with Passover and that too. So I don't know. But according to End Time Headlines, we have 2 more hours. Well, we still got that video, which I'm probably not going to be able to play now. A second mystery object from interstellar space may be about to fly through our solar system. Astronomers have spotted a second object ever to visit our solar system from another star system. The object may even fly near Mars later this year. Though it's still far away, the scientists' hunch is strong but not yet certain. Right now, the chances are much higher than that. The object, known as Comet C 2019 Q4 Orshkov, formerly GB00234, is interstellar rather than a rock from within the solar system. The first such interstellar object ever detected, it was that, remember that one, Oumuamua. Remember that? The one that looks like a log. Rather than say the first such interstellar ever, mysterious and controversial cigar-shaped space rock. Yeah. So, anyways, when's it coming? Well, say Mars later this year, so obviously we're going to be waiting again for later this year. We'll find out. We'll find it. When they see it and they can, take a picture of it, they will definitely put it out there. Here's just a little update, also from End Time Headlines. 2,500 missing in the Bahamas. Operation Blessing helping desperate Dorian survivors. Somebody told me the figure of 16,000 that were still missing. Now, and he didn't give me any proof for that either, so not that 20, this is proof. Estimated 2,500 people are listed as missing. It now stands at 50, but will climb as search and recovery teams are still making their way through the ruins. I mean, yeah, these ruins were like that tsunami that hit Fukushima. I mean, just, feet thick of debris rolling across the landscape. They're not going to tell you. They probably still have, bodies, or they did for a while anyway, bodies showing up on the West Coast. There's still a lot of them that they never found. So, let's see. I'll just leave this link for you to go look at. I have not looked at yet, but I plan on it. This is apparently, what's his name there? Michael Schneider, who claims that, or somebody claims that he's an end times expert. I don't know how he got to be an expert, but Charisma News interviewed him. And he said, Paul, you remember him? John Paul Jackson? I remember him, the white-haired older gentleman. I used to listen to him for a little bit. He was big on interpreting dreams. I mean, I even got a list of all the classes, through videos that you could take to interpret dreams, to figure out what was what and what was the other thing. I always thought that it was supposed to be given to you if you are to have received a vision or a dream, that it was the Lord and Holy Spirit who were to interpret that, not yourself. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I did go there, and because had a couple dreams, and instead of praying and waiting on the Lord, I went and tried to figure it out and talk to other people. Hurry, hurry, hurry! Get it done now. I need to know now, now, now. Yeah, learn to patience. We all need to learn patience. In any case, I'll leave this article for you. It's called "Is John Paul Jackson's 10-Year-Old Prophecy About a Shaking in 2020 an End Time Sign?" Well, I don't know. You could, you know, when did he make this prediction? 2008. So 2008. I mean, that's when Obama was first coming in, and there was that stock market thing. We had a very rough year, and so it would be easy to see that 2020. Now that's the only thing that you would have to think about is that he actually picked a date, 2020, but in 2006, I could have said, well, in 2012, it's really going to be tough out there. I'm sure we're going to see some signs. You will definitely see some end time signs. And we do. We have for a while. They're just getting worse. But anyway, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to, I just want you to look at all avenues. We should look at everything, all avenues. Know the truth. And in order to do that, we need to search the truth, for the truth. Ask for discernment. Ask the Holy Spirit. He will, eventually, maybe right away, let you know. So, I mean, that's all I've got for the news. But what is this one called? Oh, yeah, this one's called. So, anyway, I don't know if you've heard him, John Paul Joseph Watson. I believe he's British or something like that, but he talks like he's living right here. But I mean, we got papers from the UK, the Daily Mail and the Sun, and I don't know what other ones, and they have articles in the paper sometimes very eerily, even before the event happens, right? Like the Daily Mail about some particular thing that happened here. Anyways, this one's called Pod People. And it kind of fits in. The reason why I got it, because it kind of fits into the agenda, 2030 thing. The moving everyone away from the coast, maybe at least the West Coast, and moving them into more concentrated areas so that they can, beam us all out at once. I don't know. But that's what the agenda is. It's kind of moving us away from the coast, moving us into big, mega smart cities, rack 'em, stack 'em, or rack 'em, pack 'em, and stack 'em to these modules. And this is what this talks about, these pod people. And it's very eerie how he gets one picture of the Holocaust, a picture from the Holocaust of when they opened the door and looked inside and saw all these people in there, half dying. And then they took a picture of the pod, this new thing they're talking about that they're going to put inside the cities, Los Angeles, I know, I'll put the homeless in there, I don't know. I mean, it's basically, it looks, and the pictures were almost exact, except for the amount of people that were in there. The actual pods look the same as the ones in the Holocaust in that that World War II era. I can go show you just that one. Where is that picture? Oh, yeah, here it is. So here's that picture. Doesn't that look kind of similar? You got the stairs right here, stairs here. It looks quite similar. All this. See this? It's all the same. Same people, same ideas, different time. Nothing new under the sun. So you can go listen to this for 7.5 minutes, 7:55. Pod people. And we've gone an hour anyway, so I don't know if you want to listen to this or take it from the video, leaving the link. So with that, I'll leave the link. God bless you all. Friday, Sabbath Eve. See you out there on the weekend, hopefully. Do want to talk about the tribulation and where you all are coming from. Hopefully nobody will be offended, but we'll see. The people that come into my room don't normally are not normally there to offend, and they don't. We can have a sensible conversation, and even though we may have a different opinion, somewhere along the line, we all need to be of one mind, and but that's why we discuss these things, to figure out what makes you believe it your way and what makes me think that I'm right or that I've heard it the right way. I've changed my thoughts over and over and over again. Lord, I might have went one way thinking that I was supposed to go that way. And then the Lord later on corrects me. The Holy Spirit says, no, you weren't supposed to be there. This is how it is. Anyways, and I know everybody goes through that in their walk. So with that, I guess I'm going to put this in the end. It doesn't matter. They probably won't see it in the beginning, but there it is. Fair use claims. And with that, everyone, I'm taking off. So God bless you all and peace out.